All right, so it's been a long time. I have been delaying doing a video about like my top musky lures from last year, like I did the year before, because we got on some ice, had to take the boat to get winterized. There's just a whole bunch of shenanigans that have to happen towards the end of the season in order for you to, I guess, be ready to be done fishing for a while. But as luck would have it, there is a current blizzard coming through, so I've got a little extra time today. School let out early this afternoon, and yeah, we're supposed to get like 12 inches of snow, so I cannot wait to shovel that later. The new digs, we just recently bought our first house, so another little hitch in that giddy up for getting out like the year closing videos. So it's been a fun transition. We got our own space now. So it's kind of nice. Anyway, without getting too much into that, we've got, I need to get going on the top lures this year. And then I think here shortly too, I will do a video, related to the top 5 things you can do to improve, as a fisherman without really having to spend any money to do it. Anyway, more on that later. So without too much, and in no particular order, too much ado and in no particular order, I want to go over the top baits that produce for me musky-wise this year. Now, there are some baits that here and there kicked out a fish, but overall, these are the ones that, you know, time and time again came through in the clutch. So the first one that I want to talk about, Pandemonium Tackle SRJ. I honestly debated whether I even want to talk about this one because I had such a good year. But I mean, if you watch my videos with any consistency whatsoever and aren't living under a musky rock, you probably have realized I threw these a crap ton this year, and there's a reason for that. So yeah, I mean, I don't have a bad thing to say about them, other than sometimes the fish seem more curious about them than they should, and as a result, you get a lot of follows. They shake fish loose when literally nothing else will. There were a couple of days with these that I had over 10 follows in a day. They move fish. Some days it's more of an aquarium experience with these, and less of a petting zoo feel, but overall, this bait, I don't have one bad thing to say about it. Just phenomenal lure. If you don't have one in your tackle box, you probably should. I'm not sponsored, but oh man, as much as I threw these this year, I might as well have been. Anyway, Pandemonium Tackle SRJ, fantastic lure. All right, next, again in no particular order, bucktails. They made a resurgence for me this year. I don't know if that's because I threw them more or what the deal is. This one I just happened to pick up. I had a lot of success with this one in particular, just a black on black, shad colored. This is an Oddball Brute 7. Had a lot of luck with the Brute 7 this spring and even into the early months of the summer. There were a couple close calls with this lure that I should have had a few more fish with it, honestly. But it's just, it puts out a different vibe. I had a lot of success too on really big bladed bucktails. I'm definitely going to be throwing more of those this year. The Detonator by Musky Mayhem, very excited to throw that. A staggered giant bladed bucktail. I cannot wait. I had some success with the Supermodel this year. Again, if you follow my videos with any regularity, you'll know that I had some success with that, and some success that wasn't shown with a original Cowgirl and a couple of other lost fish on the Supermodel. But overall, the bucktails made a resurgence this year, as they should, because it is supposedly the #1 producer of muskies that exists. So yeah, I didn't see it last year, saw it this year. I'm gonna try and make that happen again more in the coming year as well. So just going to be chunking and winding. It'll be good. Got some cool bucktails to show you in some future videos. Again, the Detonator, it's going to be a game changer this year. I've got a feeling. Anyway, moving on to the next and last one in the top 3. in no particular order or color. As always, the toad. Again, I don't know if it's because I throw these more than any other plastic, or if they just get bit more than any other plastic, or if it's just, I don't know what it is about these lures, but they get bit. And I catch a lot of fish on these. They move a lot of fish. I get a lot of bites. Hookup ratio for the most part is pretty good, considering a plastic can be an issue at times. I had some issues with a heli dog, missing a couple of fish on that this year. But yeah, I mean, with plastic, the biggest issue is anytime the fish clamps down, you got to literally rip the plastic enough through their teeth to actually like hook up with that fish, which is not always the easiest thing. And especially if the fish is running at you, who knows? And you know, the most recent Keys Outdoor episode painted a perfect picture of it. Sometimes they can absolutely smoke it. You got smoked on a Pro Dog on Spirit, and that thing just popped off. No reason why. Anyway, I'm getting a little too off track here. Again, no particular color or whatever. I've had luck on this orange walleye color. I've had luck on the walleye color, the natural walleye color, the pearl color. The toads are a great bait. I've had a lot of luck on them the past couple of years. And until the fish quit biting them, I'm going to keep throwing them. So both the deep and shallow model, I've had luck on. It just dependent upon the situation is when you should throw those. If you're trying to get it down a little deeper, depending on how you work it, especially because I've been using the Pandemonium leaders this year. The Pandemonium leaders tend to they tend to get the toad a little bit deeper and your plastics a little deeper than like if you were using a fluorocarbon leader. So keep that in mind. But the deep ones definitely get down a little lower. I really appreciate you guys watching and checking this out. Hopefully the laundry in the other room isn't too loud and isn't picked up as my washer is now losing its God blessed mind. Anyway, if you like these Tackle Talk videos, please leave a comment, whatever. I don't do a ton of them because, to be fair, they don't get a ton of response. Usually my musky lures I'm excited about, that gets a fair amount of response, but my Tackle Talks don't do all that well. My ice one didn't do very well. So if you like them, let me know. I'll do more. And yeah. Anyway, as always, if you have questions about baits, musky fishing, anything, shoot me a message, shoot me a comment. I'd be glad to address or help you out in any way I can. I'm by no means an expert, just a dude who really likes fishing and doesn't mind sharing some of his knowledge. Some secrets I want to keep to myself. But as always, thank you guys for watching. Appreciate if you'd subscribe. And I'll catch you in the next one.